That's right. Greetings, fellow Gothamites. Tiki here.
And Bluedragonfive. Over 10 years ago, as the Dark Knight changed things forever, we lost the actor who made it happen. Heath Ledger delivered the ultimate performance that left us eternally wanting more. While we all thought we saw the last of his portrayal of the Clown Prince of Crime, two men unearthed amazing footage of what he might have done next.
The job falls to us to come over the files and documented exploits of Patient 4479, and this ultimate tribute to the role of a lifetime. Let's start today's session with Road Trip. You're ready for a road trip, Dragon?
Moving right along.
Oh, God. All right, so Dragon, I gotta say, this was refreshing because this is fucking stupid. This is like this is such ass backwards logic, but that's what I get for being a podcaster. This is just how I look at media now. All right, I want you to go along with me on this. This episode was refreshing because I actually have stuff to nitpick about with this episode, and that's honestly refreshing to me. Like, because this whole thing has been like such a great ride so far that I've literally had like nothing to talk about besides like, yeah, really good stuff, man. And don't get me wrong, Greg, there are a couple moments in this thing that are amazing, really well done stuff. I just think some of the interactions in this episode are a little bit off. I get what they're trying to go for. Basically, like everyone in the car is like trying to keep it together and placate the Joker. And then when they get the first chance, they try and get help. And I do really like the cliffhanger with the Narrows. It's a great cliffhanger. There's just a couple there's several interactions here, Dragon, that feel a little bit stiff, a little bit awkward for me. But God damn it, Dragon, as a podcaster, he's had to just basically be like, oh, it just keeps getting better and better. More of this, please. I'm actually just like, yes, I have stuff to talk about. This is good. This is good. You get the Dragon. This is what podcasting has turned my life into. I'm excited when I have stuff to nitpick.
That's pretty twisted logic. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm running on very little sleep, but I'm kind of so sleep deprived at this point that I've sort of like come back around to being like kind of like having a weird sort of mind high over it. So let's just dive into it. I'm ready to go.
Let me give you a little bit of context here. So this was much like us right now. This is a little before Christmas. I mean, this one I think specifically was right before Christmas. When this came out, back when they were back to the monthly thing, because if you recall, Dinner at the Arkhams was the big Thanksgiving episode.
I mean, I think that's probably like the big thing for me with this. Like why I'm not really feeling it is, I feel like Dinner with the Arkhams was such a big benchmark that it's like this is like the Octung baby of the Joker blogs, just to make a YouTube reference that I barely even get. This is like this is the big follow up. That's like you just can't measure up to it, man. It's just like that last episode was such a big high of highs that it's like it'd be almost impossible to. It'd be like making a better episode of Breaking Bad than Ozymandias after Ozymandias. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, that's the thing. I mean, Tiki, they got to build you up again to get to another, Dinner with the Arkhams. That's kind of where we're at now. It's kind of like, okay, so we hit the big peak, and now we got to kind of like get it come down a little bit, so then we can kind of build momentum again for the crescendo that is kind of our finale.
Uh-huh.
So, basically they're laying the plot foundation and the seeds of the chaos to unfold. And this is pretty much, again, so now we've gotten Arkham out of the trunk, and we're going to continue forward with our story.
I'm going to like this episode more once I get more of the context behind what's going on. Is that fair to say?
I mean, I think so, but, okay. I'm kind of like, if we go back to the coffee, the coffee and donuts analogy, I'm a cup half full kind of guy.
All right.
I'm not the guy who knocks the glass over. All right, so yeah, this is kind of getting us to our next set piece and phase, as it were. And think about it. So we've kind of gone, we had the Joker in Arkham to the escape, and now on to the mission, kind of the mission, the plan unfolding. That's kind of where we're at in kind of the third of it all.
Mm-hmm.
So, fun fact: We are not in Chicago when we shoot this because we're actually, for the first time, we're seeing we're seeing the streets of Gotham. Now, streets of Gotham in this case, again, not shot in Chicago like Christopher Nolan's version of Gotham. This is do you think do you have any guesses as to where it is before I tell you?
Was the rest of it shot in Chicago?
No, it's no Chicago at all. Different location, made to look like Chicago, but it's not Chicago.
Oh man. I mean, no.
Any guess?
Any guess?
Any guess? What do you got?
California?
No.
The reason I threw that out there is because you seem like I would be familiar with it, but
oh, you got half of it right though.
Southern California.
No, not that.
Where?
Not
I don't
that.
know.
The north part. It's North Dakota.
Oh, how would I have guessed that? What's even in North Dakota?
Well, apparently a street that looks a lot like the Chicago interpretation.
Yeah, apparently. That's what's in North Dakota for my money.
Yes, so basically...
North Dakota's like so far off my radar.
Yeah, so basically the filmmakers are local to North Dakota, which is where they shot everything. So, yeah, they kind of, in shooting at night, kind of...
I just don't know why you think I'd guess that.
I just wanted to see if maybe you'd get close, all right? I didn't think you were going to get it. I was wondering if maybe.
The fact that you were so eager made me think that it was like something that I'd be actually excited about. All right. But no, anyway. I mean, with all due respect, I'm sure North Dakota probably has a fledgling independent film scene for all I know. But anyways.
Anyway, so just fun fact, if you were wondering like where they shot this, North Dakota. There you go. All right, so let's get into it.
Okay, so we start with Jeremiah Arkham in the trunk.
By the way, yet another direct transition into via the title card, which in this case is I just love that Joker's so sadistic. It's just of course the gag here. He gave Arkham a map. The map that says road trip. Mm-hmm. All right, so yes, Dr. Arkham, he's in the trunk. Since we're dragging Dr. Arkham, kind of the interlude between Dinner with the Arkhams and kind of our story going forward. He's been in the trunk for a while, panicking, and he's kind of calmed down from all that. I'm in my trunk. He put me in my trunk. God. So I'm ready to come out. He's all collected now because again, his wife's in grave danger at the stroke of midnight. So
Okay, so. This is probably my inherent thing with the episode, all right?
Yes.
I feel like these actors are amazing at playing sheer, raw panic. I don't think these actors are quite as good at playing, like trying to placate somebody. Because I didn't, in this episode, I didn't really get the underlying panic in the acting. I just got okay, they're going along with the Joker, but to me it felt like a little bit too much of a come down from the last episode. Does that make sense? I
mean, yes and no. Yes, it makes sense. I disagree with it to the point of I think it's different degrees of how they react in the situation. Three very different interpretations of that situation where you have I think Pearl is legitimately just terrified.
Well, yeah, Pearl is definitely the highlight of the episode, and Pearl.
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. So and well, technically Arkham is Stephen Maloney. So and Stephen. There you go. But that's the thing. So you have Pearl, who was he was legitimately terrified, and of course very out of her depth. Lyle is he's putting on a strong front because he's sheer muscle. He just very much doesn't like the Joker, and there's a lot of the hatred directed towards that guy, very much kind of the lunkhead type.
And then I guess Arkham is more kind of like he's sort of playing defense.
Yeah, so I think I think where it is, Tiki, is I think Arkham out of the three of them is playing the most nuanced version of it, where he's like, okay, he's playing it calm and playing it like kind of sidekick to placate the Joker. He's like, okay, well, I'm stuck in this situation because if he panics, it's going to throw him. He's going to get thrown in the trunk again.
I mean, when you put it like that, when you put the three perspective, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, again, if Arkham panics, what's going to happen? He's going to be put in the trunk again, and that's not going to get him anywhere.
Uh-huh.
When he's made this promise to help the Joker out, again, he has to placate him as well. He has to be second banana, or else something bad happens to his wife. So he kind of is forced in this position as well.
Sure.
All right. So, of course, we have this great money shot of like the trunk opens. We said Joker having opened the trunk, and again, Maloney is doing the camera work in this episode. By the way, in case anyone's curious.
That is one thing I appreciate. Again, it goes back to like I was really kind of geeking out about it with the last episode, but I really do like the whole idea of like, you know, the like found footage, the guy behind the camera being an unwilling accomplice.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we have this Joker saying, "Good, you wasted enough of our time screaming. Now, come on." It gets him in the car, and of course, again, the sarcastic tactic of the experienced doctor, again, with the whole hostage situation at play here. And we get into Dr. Arkham's car, which is kind of like, it feels almost kind of Amanda Show-esque, in which, you know, basically the show is taking place in the car.
God. Oh, I love that sketch so much.
I know. So it's kind of a little reminiscent. Basically, our whole set is in the car, essentially, this episode. Takes me back to that Amanda Show kind of survivor in a car, essentially, right? Or Big Brother in a car.
It's basically Survivor in a car.
That's what I thought. It had my instinct. I don't know why I did it, but there you go.
Because Big Brother, Big Brother's a more complicated game. There's a head of household. You nominate people, and there's a power of veto. It's a whole process. Anywho.
All right, so Arkham, he's forced to sit in the back of the car. And again, he's forced to sit in the back so he can get the camera working. That's the main reason he's in the back of the car. both for practicality's sake, and also Joker wants a cameraman, so he's going to force him to sit in the back anyway.
So there is one moment with Arkham that really did stand out to me, and it is right here where he's just like, "You okay, Pearl?" I don't know. That was a very nuanced moment for me, because it's like he's trying to comfort her. At the same time, he doesn't want to set off Joker by being too comforting. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yes.
Yeah, so.
Of course, Joker. And again, the idea that one of the great ideas that's going to expand in a really brilliant way in a few episodes, Tiki, is just the idea of Joker with makeshift henchmen. Which is a really fun idea, in that he kind of says, it's so hard finding good help these days. And thankfully, the staff at Arkham has been so generous. So he's basically three flunkies. And again, this revenge, this long-term revenge for these microaggressions.
It's basically a Nolanized version of the animated series Henchman.
Yeah, sure. It's very much, kind of Joker's favor sort of thing, where he needs Shirley Collins to hold the door open. This is kind of like the one small thing, you cut him off in traffic, and he'll never let you live it down. In this case, these three people ticked him off very minorly, and of course now they're forced henchmen in this night of just chaos that's about to unfold. So let's see. So again, all three of them in the car, and then we reveal Lyle.
So basically, they all have roles. Pearl's the designated driver. Arkham's the cameraman.
The designated cameraman.
Well, you just get to sit there and look pretty.
Okay, so two things. Okay, one, we have Joker with this big gulp, which is a great image to me. With the big gulp for the road trip, which he then just tosses, and Arkham says littering. Just
that line right there. Like, I get what you're saying about Arkham, like trying to play like calm and collected, but that almost seems a little too buddy. He's like, I don't know, that line. Maybe I'm just nitpicking it. Like I said, Dragon, the show is like so perfect in a lot of other areas, and I'm literally just like, ooh, I can nitpick about this thing. So, All
right. So again, Arkham's the designated cameraman, and then we have Lyle, who is Tiki. Why don't you tell us what Lyle's wearing tonight?
Well, tonight, Dragon, Lyle is sporting a beautiful black dress with a matching set of Wilma Flintstone pearls.
Yes, and doesn't he look lovely? Lovely Lyle Bolton. The Lyle Bolton connection this fall. Collection.
Oh, Lyle Bolton. Nice.
Anyway, so yes, this is so again. This is hilarious to me that Lyle was naked in the previous episode off camera. Thank goodness. And I love that Joker said he was going to get him a costume soon enough, and this is the costume that was foretold, that he was going to put him in. Joker's to screw him over because he just doesn't like him, because he manhandled him in Arkham. He's gonna, again, he's completely humiliated him in so many ways, and now he's gonna just humiliate his machismo even more by putting him in a dress with pearls and shoes. By the way, high heel shoes. If you know,
high heel shoes. I missed that detail.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're high heel. He's wearing women's shoes. In the thing, so he didn't go the full. I don't know if there's like undergarments. I have no idea, but I'm just saying, knowing the Joker, he might have gone that far. Anyway, just because he got on Joker's bad side. And is that my wife's dress? Yeah, it looks better on Lyle. I disagree.
Yeah, the deflections don't really land that well with me.
I don't know. I think it's a necessary buy. I don't know. I think it's like, Arkham's in a very stressful position. It's adding a little bit of levity, and I mean the lines I think are kind of funny though. Like Arkham's having that sardonic demeanor. Apparently, Tiki, I've heard this was a little research, and that apparently a situation like this, therapists, if they want to get on the good side of the patient, so they're going to be kind of like that. So I don't.
Okay. I think if they researched it.
I mean, again, I can't cite the research, like I can't cite who they talked to and everything, but they sound like they did do the research on that sort of thing, on that tactic. Of course, maybe there's some embellishment, but who knows? All right, so big thing. This is a huge flag, little flagpole, Tiki. So he hands him this paperwork that is a callback to when Arkham's trying to get on Joker's good side. Again, a little bit of the revenge thing here of like, what's this? Oh, just some just some legal paperwork here. Just you remember this? Just for the legal mumbo jumbo. So he signs it with his left hand. Signs it with the left hand in the hopes that it's like that old series of unfortunate events thing. The left hand signature can get you out of Dodge. But anyways, no, it's just he signs it, and he's saying, well, this will never hold up in court. I don't know. I've got a pretty good lawyer.
I assume that's a Harvey Dent reference.
Could be.
All right.
So just file that one away, Tiki. You haven't signed something. All right. So again, we're asking. We asked Pearl. Pearl's asking, "Where are we going?" Which sets Joker off. I
love that. This is easily the best moment of the episode.
It's great. So greatly. I just love obviously, I think the way they shot this, because it looks really dangerous if they shot it the way it just looks. It looks like she's driving and bam, hits her with the clipboard, and they veer off, and you hear you have this car coming down the other lane. I'm pretty sure what happened is they kind of had someone turn their lights on, they moved the camera to make it look like that. It looks pretty convincing though, right?
Yeah.
All right, so he just hits Pearl, and then Joker pulls out the knife, and he's like, "Nurses are to be seen, but never heard. If I hear you again." Yeah. So mid-thread, Lyle interjects with, "Don't touch her, get your hands off her."
Yeah, that's great. Pretty good
tense.
Character building there.
Again, Joker goes from that snapping in, just kind of reels it in, like, "Don't worry, Lyle. No one important's getting hurt. Least of all you." Joker has a very important part of the plan for old Lyle boy here. So, okay, let's see. So he has Lyle put his foot up here. So he's like, your foot.
So what exactly is this? I assume it's some sort of bomb or something, right?
No. Remember, when the only way the Joker could escape Arkham is Dr. Arkham putting the code on his bar collar, on like a tracking collar on his ankle.
Oh, it's a tracking collar. Okay.
Yeah. It's like a house arrest sort of thing. It's like that's how Joker was able to escape the asylum. He had Jeremiah Arkham. When they were in the car in the first step, when he escaped, put in the code to get the bar collar off, and now he's put it on Lyle, so the police will be tracking Lyle, thinking that it's the Joker.
Gotcha.
Right. So let's see. So I just love this. He's really just gonna sticking it to Lyle every chance he gets here. Just again with the emasculation, everything with the dress. Beyond that, just get your foot up here. Your foot, ape. The thing's on the end of your legs. So he puts the bar collar in there. Again, Arkham's kind of pointing out the bar collar. Yeah. So again, this is so the cops are going to be going on a wild goose chase, but it's going to buy him some time while he has his fun. Essentially, that's kind of the gist of it.
Okay, so explain this to me. They go under the sewers, and the purpose of the sewers is specifically to throw the cops off their trail. Is that it?
Yeah, it's just to buy time. It's like, okay, so why?
Oh my god! Okay, that clicked. Wow, I'm stupid. Dragon, honest to God, I watched this twice, and I was like, why are they in the sewers?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's additionally so Lyle probably can't go for help, too. That's probably the other reason. They're like, he's in the sewers. It's mainly going to buy him time.
I get the logic of that. I get the logic of, I mean, now that I piece together, God, I'm so stupid. I don't know why all right. That honestly, raises the episode a couple points just on that, just because I was It's been a long day, Dragon. I'm sorry, my brain's not working right.
Okay, so we have this great line after he puts the bark on. It's a perfect fit, Cinderella, and it gets really in his face, like forehead to forehead. Now it's time to get you to your glamorous ball.
Okay, so I get with Arkham doing the deflection thing. I don't really like my biggest issue with this whole thing is like with Lyle basically being like, I thought you said this is going to be glamorous.
That's a fair point. I mean,
and again, I am literally like digging her dick pics with a shovel. So it's like, you know.
I mean, look, the best thing I could rationalize it with is I was just playing along with what Arkham's doing, and I mean, you know, Lyle, maybe he's not completely. Let me put it this way: down the line, there's going to be a bit with Lyle that's going to be not so great. It's not going to be for a while, so don't worry about it yet. There's going to be one episode I'm going to be kind of, eesh, Lyle. But yeah, he's just, you know, I figure it's, you know, kind of playing along, asking a legit question of like trying to decipher what the Joker's saying. What are you talking about, glamorous ball? Like he said, this is going to be going to a sewer. So he's trying to snuff it. What the heck am I going to be walking into? What kind of heck am I walking into now? So he walks into this. I guess it's like a sewer runoff. I mean, I'm not sure how they do in South Dakota. I don't know. It's like a.
If it's anything like Petaluma, this just runs right under the city streets.
Yeah, I guess that's the
which would make sense for the tracking the cops because according to the cops, they'd be like on the street because it's literally like right under the street.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I imagine it's like under like an overpass or something in that case, then. Or, you know,
right.
So, anyways, they have like this sewer runoff hatch, and they open it up, and of course, you know, I thought you said it was going to be glamorous. Oh, it will be glamorous once you get to the ball through the sewers. Right, let's see. So he initially refuses to go, and then Joker again. I love Joker's not like an initial shutdown; he's just not snapped again because that would never work on Lyle. But he's just going to give him the intimidating, just kind of like or else here. It was like, well, you can come with us.
You're going to turn into a pumpkin at midnight, Lyle, and you know what happens to pumpkins? They get carved.
We carve them. See, this has always been one of my favorite threats to come from this show for the Joker, and we never went through with this, but when we were talking over a potential kind of like a Joker, basically a Joker Halloween thing for another show involving the Joker, I was gonna lampoon I was gonna borrow the pumpkin line because I think it's so great. It's the idea of Joker carving a pumpkin as a threat for a human. Yeah. Just I think it's just such a wonderful idea, and of course applying it to the Cinderella thing I think that's really tight writing in terms of the analogies. I thought it was really good. And also, again, hitting the midnight flag. Again, midnight's going to be really important, just given the stakes of Lisa Arkham and everything. So midnight, just tossing that term around. It's going to be important later. All right. So, let's see. So, and again, I like that there's kind of some assumed improvisations along the line. Because, again, the Joker is debatably a guy with or without a plan sometimes when you ask him, you know. Do I really look like a guy with a plan? Where obviously there is a plan, but the methods of getting to that plan, I think, are a little improvised. And anyway, so after Lyle, he goes in there, and Joker tells him, Joker essentially tells him, just keep walking till you get to the other side. Oh, and watch out for Crocs. Maybe a little foreshadow, let's say. All right, so. Oddly, though, something teased up in Dark Knight Rises and in Gotham Knight. A little bit of Killer Croc referencing the Nolan setting, one could say. All right, so I love this. Just Arkham asking, wait, so is there another end, or is he just going to wander and just we cut the Joker? This is an honest Joker moment to me, and I love it. It beats me. That's what I'm saying. He's improvising. He has no idea. God.
All right, so explain to me what the hell is going on in the car after we cut back. Because again, I watched it twice, and maybe it's just my brain not working. But like basically, like Pearl's freaking out about taking the wrong turn, and then there's that weird interlude where I don't. Again, maybe I'm just going crazy, but I could have sworn it sounded like Joker was remixing Poker Face to say Joker Face.
Oh, that's exactly what it was, Tiki.
What's going on there? Like, I don't.
Okay, so Okay, so the idea is this is just the road trip shenanigans of it all here, which is like it's just a montage of Pearl. She took a wrong turn, which is leading her to instantly panic, knowing the Joker's already like on her. She's already on his bad side with like speaking in general, like I took a wrong turn. Just like this one just look a little bit of a terrifying gag of like you're the only one who knows the way, which is just psychotic.
Uh-huh.
Because the idea she may or may not even know the way. I mean, we're going to reveal she does. In fact, she knows these locations. I'm pretty sure. Later on, we know one of the stops. She absolutely knows where she's going. Anyway, so there's initial panic there, and then we just have again then kind of like the musical like moving right along portion of our trip, where Joker's trying to like sing a tune on the way with Poker Face and trying to sell him on
Joker face. That was probably the low point of the whole series for me.
Really?
Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
Fair enough. They're looking at the
I honestly just can't see Nolan Joker doing that. It felt out of character. Nolan Joker to me does not make pop culture references.
Fair enough. All right, so again, Arkham just saying like, it's like, oh, that's stupid. Like, no, it's good. I don't know. I think just Joker being really annoying to them during a road trip. I don't know. I kind of buy that. That in itself, I think, is on brand for the Nolan Joker. I don't know, but yeah, Poker Face. Of all the songs,
it's a weird song choice. That's all I'm saying. Yeah,
fair enough. Fair point. Oh, and earlier, by the way, I think I kind of goofed something up in my notes earlier. It says like I think they improvised like just the lines like it smells out here. Imagine what Lyle's going to smell like. I'm pretty sure that was an improv earlier on. Anyway. Okay, so after the little road trip montage here, we arrive. So we arrive outside this apartment building, and Joker removes the keys, and he brings a big old thing of gasoline. I'm just gonna be a couple minutes. You wait here. So the minute he leaves, they cry for help, like help us!
And I will admit, this was a pretty decent structure. Like I could see what they were going for. With them being calm and composed throughout most of the episode, and then kind of breaking down at the end. I get that. I just wish it hit me a little harder.
Right. So just have like just these pleas of panic, like help us! If someone's out there, someone help us! And of course, then this is such a wonderful turn to me. It's the Joker. Again, the classic Joker moments where he says, "Help them! Somebody help them!"
Yes, I love that. Yeah.
The guys love it's funny, but also just the sheer terror of the realization of, oh no, Joker is absolutely right in this situation where he comes up to him and he says, just laughing at the hilarity of like their desperation, just ill-timed here. Welcome to the Narrows. No one's coming to save you, which is kind of like a fourth wall call out to, yeah, folks, Batman might not rescue everybody this time.
That was easily one of the best cliffhangers in the show so far. I love it. It's like, okay, we're really in the thick of the Batman lore now.
And again, this does kind of take it back to I think one of the sells of the Joker blogs is, and that it's kind of Joker's Batman Begins to a degree, in that we're seeing the work he puts into his the mythology of like it's because he's Batman. In this case, the Joker survives because he's the Joker. We're kind of seeing the measures of which the man kind of goes through to achieve the status. All right, so let's see. So again, after that, Joker, we have this great shot. This is really great suspenseful.
This is a really cinematic shot. Yeah, for sure.
And going up the fire escape with the gas can, and just Arkham. Is he going to set the building on fire? And then that's it. That's it.
Okay, I don't have a ton of final thoughts on this one, Dragon. I think. I really do think, I was a little tired when I watched it, so some of the plot points kind of pieced together a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are, like, I don't think this is, like, top tier like a lot of the other episodes have been, but I give it a solid, like, B.
Fair enough. It's not, I wouldn't call it the A tier. I think obviously I love moments in it, but, it's... So... Yeah, I just again I I love how random Joker's moves are along the way. I like how it just seems kind of like this. Really, is just kind of Joker kind of doing stuff along the way to the greater plan, which is kind of what a road trip is in essence. Just like kind of like getting from
No,
point A
that
to
is
point
what a
B.
road trip is. Yeah, I could for sure.
So, again, it's as I mentioned earlier, again, we're kind of serving the purpose, via the whole Batman Begins thing, like seeing how he achieves the things he does, and just kind of the horrific Nolan-esque implications of, yeah, but think about the psychological damage to these three people that he is just inflicting, and just kind of like makeshift henchmen in serving his plan here, just as this night's just in its beginnings after dinner, just about to get a whole lot worse and a whole lot more interesting. Just the danger mounting and the fact I really love. Again, T, I just can't get over the final note that we hit with "We're in the Narrows. No one's coming to save you." And it's Joker having
It's a
that
good
that
hit. Yeah,
line.
it's a good note for sure. It is a good note.
That's what I'm saying. We played the heavy keys very well in this episode. Not dinner with the Arkhams levels of playing the heavy keys, but still not bad. All right.
Right. Well, folks, our time is up, and it's time to reseal the further evidence. Until our next session, when we attempt to answer the question, is there a method to the madness? With the Joker Blogs case study. Joker face, Joker face.